Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Doreen here on Friday, February 26th. About three different systems to talk about here for the Mid-Atlantic region, the Northeast U.S., and much of the eastern half of the nation over the next few days here. We have a weak area of low pressure that will try to intensify late tonight, early tomorrow along the Mid-Atlantic coastline. It'll throw some rain to the Mid-Atlantic region later tonight into the morning hours on Saturday. That rain can begin as a mix of snow or even snow some of the far northern and western suburbs of the I-95 corridor region. Don't expect anything in the way of accumulations. A little bit more impressive rain during the day today down across the deep south. We'll take a look at the radar in a moment. And then a more significant rainfall is headed to the Tennessee Valley and even into the Mid-Atlantic region as we go through the upcoming weekend. Specifically in the Mid-Atlantic region, it'll be a rainy day on Sunday, even into Sunday night perhaps, and maybe a half an inch to an inch of liquid precipitation in the form of rain on Sunday and Sunday night. And not a very heavy rain event, but certainly the most significant rain event for the Mid-Atlantic region in many, many days here. We still have a little bit of snow cover left north of the Mason-Dixon line. And then on Monday, a very strong cold front will slide through the northeastern part of the nation, and it'll be a quick shot of Arctic air. Very, very cold air coming to New England, for example, on later Monday night into the day on Tuesday. The winds will kick up very noticeably later in the day on Monday and continue strong on Monday night in the northeast U.S., in the Mid-Atlantic region. Could even be a few snow squalls to deal with along this Arctic frontal boundary zone late in the day Monday night, especially across northeastern part of the nation. It's a quick cold shot. It's cold on Tuesday, but then it pulls out a little bit by the time we get to the middle of next week, and there could be a storm near the East Coast by the middle part of next week that we'll have to talk about over the next few days here. This is a map of the total precipitation amounts over the next 3 days between this morning, Friday morning, and Monday morning. And the most significant area falls across the Tennessee Valley region, really extending from northeast Texas all the way into the Mid-Atlantic region. Some of this in the Mid-Atlantic region is going to occur late tonight and tomorrow morning, but the bulk of it will fall on Sunday and Sunday night. Really, this entire period, they can have some occasional rain in the Tennessee Valley, and ultimately it'll add up to more than 3, 4, 5 inches of rain in some parts of the Tennessee Valley over the next 3 days. Frontal boundary zone just kind of stalls out in this area here and allows moisture to flow along it, kind of a conduit for this moisture to move from the southwest to the northeast over the next few days. Well, here's a current look at the radar map from WSI's and Telecast.com. And again, decent rainfall today across the deep south. It tends to weaken as low pressure tries to form later tonight along the Mid-Atlantic coastline. It loses some of its punch. Nonetheless, there'll be some rain from later tonight through the morning, maybe even the midday hours on Saturday in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. Not a heavy rain event, but certainly noticeable. And again, there can be a brief time period at the onset later on tonight where snow is mixed in the far northern and western suburbs of D.C. and Philadelphia and New York City as well. Don't expect anything in the way of accumulation. That pulls on out, but the boundary zone kind of remains over the Tennessee Valley, and again, it'll allow for another batch of moisture to ride from the southwest to the northeast by the time we get into the second half of the weekend for the Mid-Atlantic region. A decent rainfall coming on Sunday and Sunday night in the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's walk through the 500 millibar vorticity maps, forecast maps from last night's operational run of the GFS. Again, multiple systems to deal with over the next few days. Here we are beginning the final day of the work week. High pressure generally in control today with plenty of sunshine, chilly conditions, certainly chillier than what we experienced at midweek. And here's the area of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere that is causing some significant rain today across the deep south. It does tend to lose its punch by the time it reaches the east coast, but again, low pressure will try to form along the Mid-Atlantic coastline by late tonight. Let's move forward here. Here's the forecast map by this evening. Notice it kind of loses a little bit of its punch here by the time it arrives in the Mid-Atlantic region. Nonetheless, there will be some precipitation arriving probably late evening in D.C., maybe midnight or early in the early hours after midnight across Philadelphia and New York City. Again, snow could be mixed in the far northern and western suburbs. Basically, it pulls on out of here, out of the Mid-Atlantic region by the middle of the day on Saturday. Maybe remain mostly cloudy on Saturday afternoon, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, but it should be generally rain-free tomorrow afternoon. Again, the primary timetable for this initial event, late tonight through the morning hours on Saturday. Then we get into the day on Sunday. This is the Saturday evening forecast map. Notice this flow aloft. It's basically parallel on a frontal boundary zone that's kind of stuck at the surface here and allows for plenty of moisture down in the southwest to ride up to the north and east, and that will result right here in a significant rain event for the Tennessee Valley and a decent rain event for the Mid-Atlantic region as well on Sunday, aided in part by this wave of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere. This is the Sunday morning forecast map. Not a nice day at all in the Mid-Atlantic region on Sunday. Then we go into the early part of next week, and just put your eyes on this right here. This is a very strong piece of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere, plunging southeast across the western Great Lakes by the time we get to Monday morning. And this is associated with a very cold shot of Arctic air that, again, will be a brief cold shot, but kind of a severe cold shot for New England, especially later Monday night into the day on Tuesday. And we'll have to watch the strong Arctic front that slides on through from the northwest to the southeast during the day on Monday. Will do a couple of things. First of all, the winds will kick up noticeably, and it'll be very windy on Monday night, and there could even be some snow squalls associated with this Arctic front, especially across upstate Pennsylvania, interior parts of the northeast U.S., maybe even down to the southeastern part of Pennsylvania late in the day Monday, early Monday night, as that Arctic front arrives. Again, a very brief but very cold shot here for much of the northeast U.S. early next week. It pulls on out of here for the most part by the time we get to the middle of the week, and then we'll watch this system out here, which could result in a storm system along the east coast by the middle part of next week. Marginal cold air still in place, but watch out for some snow squalls later in the day Monday, early Monday night, associated with this Arctic front. Well, let's now walk through the surface forecast maps from the operational run of the GFS 0Z run last night. High pressure in control as we end the work week here. A chilly but sunny day for the most part in the Mid-Atlantic region. Here's that rain as it pushes to the north and east tonight. Still enough cold air in place that, again, there can be some snow in the far northern and western suburbs at the onset later on tonight. Little or no snow accumulation expected. Weak low pressure will try to form along the Mid-Atlantic coastline right in this region right here. The threat for light rain will continue right through the morning hours on Saturday in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, but pretty much pull out of here quickly by the time we get to the afternoon right in this region right here, this timetable here. Saturday afternoon, maybe even some brightening skies, but for the most part it should be a rain-free afternoon. But notice more rainfall starting to show up over the Tennessee Valley with that stalled out frontal boundary zone, and it really intensifies here and pushes to the northeast from the southwest, arrives in the Mid-Atlantic region on Sunday morning, and a soaking rainfall. No doubt about it. And Sunday, not a nice day in the Mid-Atlantic region. Chilly, maybe a half an inch to an inch of rain on top of whatever falls late tonight and Saturday morning. And it may back off for a little bit for a little time here, but then kind of kick back in early Sunday night, especially across the southern part of the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, a conduit of moisture riding up from the southwest to the northeast through the Tennessee Valley into the Mid-Atlantic region. Several inches of rain over the next few days across much of the Tennessee Valley. And here we go. This is that snowfall associated with that Arctic blast that by Monday morning is starting to plunge southeast across the Great Lakes. It moves into the northeastern U.S. And look at this tight pressure gradient pattern here between the departing low and this strong high pressure system. Very, very strong winds will form later in the day Monday and continue Monday night in the Mid-Atlantic region, in the northeast U.S. Maybe even some snow squall activity associated with this Arctic front, and it will generate some very low temperatures across New England. Very impressive cold, but a brief cold shot here. High pressure takes control by the time we move into Tuesday. It remains cold, certainly colder than normal, but much calmer on Tuesday as compared to what I expect for Monday. And then we'll look out to the south and west. That area of moisture may end up spawning the development of low pressure along the Mid-Atlantic coastline. GFS does not have that right now. Other models do. I think there's a decent chance we'll see a storm system along the Mid-Atlantic coastline by the middle part of next week. So really 3 systems of note over the next few days. A weak system brings some light rain later tonight into tomorrow morning in the Mid-Atlantic region. Could start with a mix of snow far northern western suburbs of the big cities along I-95. A more significant rain event comes Sunday night, not only from the Tennessee Valley but into the Mid-Atlantic region as well. And then an Arctic blast arrives late in the day on Monday with increasing winds and very windy Monday night and very low temperatures for interior part of the northeast U.S. and much colder all the way down to the Mid-Atlantic region Monday night and Tuesday. And watch out for some possible snow squalls associated with that Arctic frontal system late Monday into early Monday night. And then we'll have to watch after that a possibility of a storm along the East Coast by the middle of next week. That's it for now for PerspectiveWeather.com. I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.